Welcome. How are you feeling? How are you doing? I just wanted to get on and share today. Done a lot of observing the last couple weeks. We have some big energy shifts depending on when you're watching this. I mean, energy is always moving and changing. There's always something you can tap into. So I would suggest, if you feel led to watch this video, just trust the timing, whether it's right after I upload it or months down the road. Hopefully there's something for you here. But today, at the time I'm recording this, is February 17th. We have a new moon eclipse. We're moving away from Year of the Snake and into Year of the Horse. I know there's been a lot of hype around that and a lot on the internet. You can find a lot. You can find a lot if you're looking. But I just kind of wanted to put my 2 cents in and just reflect and offer some guidance into the new and take what resonates. So for me, I've been in this place where I've really stepped back and just observed a lot of what is going on around me, the people around me, what's going on politically. I'm in the US, so just observing that there's a lot of division, right? And really trying to step out of sides and look at things from an outside neutral perspective, which can be hard sometimes. We're all conditioned, right? You've been raised a certain way in a certain area, you're around certain people, following certain people, and it can be hard to just take a step back and just observe from a place of neutrality, not giving into the polarity. I do feel like there is some type of dark government or force. I don't know what you want to call it. You call it what you want. I don't really talk about that a lot, but I do feel like there is something that is driving division and wants division and chaos, and people just get sucked right into it. They have ego attachments to being right and being on a certain side, and forget that it's okay to look at different perspectives and to have conversations. And there's a lot of propaganda. So I tell my kids all the time, don't believe everything you see or hear online. We have conversations about that all the time. I think it's important. We talk about, the type of comments people leave. There's fake bots and people that comment, and now with AI, it's even easier to make fake news, right? So just be careful, use discernment, and at the end of the day, just come back to your own inner truth. You have your own inner guidance. You can connect to your higher self. Get off the phone, get off the news, off social media if you need to. I think it's good to have some awareness around what's going on, because it can give you some perspective, because we are in the world, we are living a human life here on earth, right? I think to some degree, it's good to have some awareness of going on. I think if you avoid things, you kind of get in this bubble, and it's kind of hard to help yourself and others if you're just delusional about what's really going on, right? So how can you pay attention and notice what's going on without it letting you consume you entirely. I think that takes practice and it takes balance. And it depends on where you're at in your path. Yes, you may have times where you need to totally just shut out and not get involved and not have opinions and do what's best for you, but at the same time, not get to a place of so much avoidance that you're just pretending things aren't there. Does that make sense? It's such a fine balance, you know? So I think you have to follow your own intuition there. But you kind of do have to be aware of what's going on to help heal to some degree, you know? And I think it starts at home. It starts with your own self-care. How are you treating people? What are you teaching your children? Things like that, you know? So that's kind of what's been on my mind. A lot of people around me have been dealing with very heavy situations. I don't feel like myself, like super directly to me. I've had a lot. It's more just been in this space. Like I've had a lot of feeling, like old past feelings come up and triggers come up, but it's like old stuff. And it's like I'm able to just kind of notice it and feel it and be like, oh, that's interesting. That's coming up right now. Right? We were just at the end of shedding, right? And it doesn't mean you won't continue to shed and let go of things. It doesn't mean like, oh, we're done. We're never going to let go or shed anything ever again. It's just, it was maybe a little more intense than usual. So yeah, you may still have things you're still processing. There wasn't like a rush or a hurry to hurry and process everything, right? It's okay if you're still processing things. Like it's okay. You're at where you're at. And if there were things you needed to release and let go of recently, you've done that, okay? You have. And sometimes we do without even noticing or realizing we're doing it, right? So you've done enough. You've done enough. You have done enough. If you're watching this, you're someone you've done enough. You really have. And it's not always about doing. Let's put our attention more on being. Okay. Being. That's my action step for you. I always like to give some type of simple action step. So these next couple weeks, if you feel led to set an intention, do. If there's a change you want to make or need to make or admit to yourself or accept, you know, tune into that. But really, how are we being? Are we paying attention to our breath? Going with the flow, following our intuition, taking an action step if you're led to. Enjoying the little things, noticing the little things, spending some time with a family or loved one, having a phone call and being totally present on the phone. Sometimes I multitask when I'm on the phone, and yesterday I was talking to my mom and I just totally went in a room and sat in quiet and just talked and engaged, and it was just good, you know, because sometimes things get busy and I want to catch up with people when I'm on the phone and I'm, you know, folding my laundry or doing the dishes or something while I talk to someone, which is fine. Sometimes that's how life is. Sometimes that's how you squeeze things in and get things done. So nothing wrong with that. And I'm not saying I'll never do that again. But sometimes take a step back and just be present, whether it's in person or on the phone, you know? Let's take more time to just be. Take that time to journal or meditate or take a walk. Be alone with yourself. Be alone with yourself without listening to a podcast or something, right? Like, take some time. I think that's going to be really important for just integration over the next couple weeks. I really do. And I was listening to, who was it? I can't remember his name, but the author of the Gene Keys. I was watching a video he did on Year of the Horse, Fire Horse, right? And he kind of had some very different perspectives on that. I'm sure you can go find his videos if you really want to, if you search Gene Keys. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, he mentioned something I haven't, because I've seen so much on the Fire Horse and a lot of it's the same. And he mentioned something, and don't quote me on this, I'm trying to just kind of paraphrase what he said because it really resonated for me, and maybe it will help someone else who happens to watch this. But he mentioned something around 2025 being a grounding year with Year of the Snake, and we really had to regulate our nervous system. Like, that's coming up for a lot of people, right? You see that everywhere. It's a big thing right now. People are talking about it because we need it and it's important. So, I mean, there's a reason we're seeing it everywhere. It is helpful. It's helping. It's helping to be aware of that and learn about that and pay attention to it. I don't think the goal is to be regulated all the time. I think the goal is to notice when you're not, so that you know how to come back. Okay? That's not what his video was about. Let me get back to what he said. What did he say? Oh, 2026 is going to be really important to, even more important to work or to pay attention and regulate the nervous system. Just pay attention to that in 2026, because 2025 we kind of had to do more of that or practice that or becoming more aware of that. And 2026, like, we're gonna need it, right? So use those tools that you've learned or practiced, or and that goes along with being, right? So and I can't remember why he said that. Something to do with Year of the Horse, the energy around that. Or maybe it was something with one of the other planets. I don't remember. I follow astrology and I like to know what's going on with the planets, but I don't really like memorize things well or remember things. I kind of just listen, and then I kind of take what resonates, and it's more of just like the feeling around it, and then I'm like, I have no idea what planet they were talking about, but you know, yeah. So I think that there is going to be more speed, more fiery energy, and maybe that's what he said, was like, you kind of need to notice and pay attention to that nervous system regulation in order to, you know, ride that wave of more speed. And yeah, and I might be butchering what he said, but I'm trying to relay in the best way I can. Maybe I'll find that video and put it in the comments. I thought it was a very different but interesting perspective on the energy, because a lot of what I've seen is kind of the same, and he kind of had a different perspective that I liked. But I mean, you take what resonates from anything, right? Don't go to just one teacher, one guru, whatever you want to call him, one thought leader, right? You have different perspectives from different people. I think that more than one truth can be true. I really do. Like, we have multiple truths, multiple realities, and you really have to take what resonates for you. And what resonates for you now may not resonate in 5 years, and that's okay, because you're in a different part of your path. And that's why it's okay if what someone else is doing is different than you. If different things resonate for them than you, like, it's okay. Like, they're just on their path, they're in a different place, they're learning what they need to, and it could be totally different from what you need right now, you know? And if you need help tuning in to your own beliefs, tuning into your own truth, I do recommend my truth activation, which I have. I'll also put that link in the comments. That just gives you a space to get still with yourself and get your own answers. Connect with your higher self, so that you can figure out what's right for you, for your path forward. Help you tune into what action steps you need to take. Because when you question things, you create change. When you allow your beliefs to shift, things change, right? So if you want that, This may be supportive for you if it resonates. Only go for it if it resonates, though. And I'll be back. I'm trying to get on here once a week. I keep saying that, and I don't know. I guess I have my own things to work on with that. A little more, I don't know. It's a mix of discipline and intuition. It doesn't always go the way I think it's going to, but I will be back at some point. You guys know that. All right. Take care.